too much of anyone's time, especially Chelsea's. So just a couple things. I'm hitting record so you can send it on to your downline. But we are doing the Gold Diggers tank, and Danielle designed them because she's like our in-house graphic designer. Love that. She actually designed the diamond retreat shirts for Megan too. Can't wait for you diamonds to see them. They're beautiful. So yeah, she did those tanks. They're Gold Diggers, and if I think diamond uplines, like if you're not a diamond and your downline hits emerald, I think your diamond will cover that for you. But if they rank advance in this first quarter, they would earn their tank. So pretty exciting. And then if you're on a team cup and you have questions, hopefully your captains have reached out and at least have scheduled a first call, except me. Sorry. It's coming. And then I posted the calendar for all of you to have it. And it looks like we'll be doing, I'm going to meet over there. Yeah, so that we have the sneak peek or the backstage coaching pass starts on the 8th and goes until the 10th. And then if all goes as planned, I'm doing a webinar on the 10th. So you can invite your potentials to that. That'll be in the evening. I think I put it on the calendar for the time. And so I'm going to do a prize for whoever has the most on that call. So I would say start putting it out now. I did the new leaders, Melanie Mitros, talk about like putting little breadcrumbs of information. Start now, do it once a day. And then maybe by then you'll have a couple who would be interested, if not more. And then the 12th starts our new coach training, which will go for 10 days. And then on the 22nd will be another Emerald Push group. So that's all lined up for February, but that calendar's posted. So I just wanted to give a shout out to all the people. We had like a ton hit Success Club last month. I think the most ever. I think it was like 20 people hit Success Club, which is amazing. So great job to all of you. I know we're missing a lot of people, aren't we? Like, where is everyone? And then Stephanie Graham hit. Lisa, good job for helping her along too. She's our Success Starters Month too. So great job, everyone. So I'm going to introduce Chelsea. I don't even know how this all happened, how we really, I reached out to her after I saw, because we're in the Northeastern Leaders group, and I saw Chelsea Ouimet in the top 200 from Rochester, New York. And I was like, who the heck is that? Like, why do I not know who she is? I hadn't even like heard her name before. I was like, how have we not connected at Super Saturday? So I clicked on her profile and I saw that she was friends with Andrea Stevens on Team Phoenix. And I was like, what? So I reached out to Andrea and I was like, do you know Chelsea? And she's like, yeah, we're success partners. I was like, what? So I reached out to her and wanted to see about collaborating for a Super Saturday. And she was so gracious, and we'll probably be sharing her story at the next one, I'm thinking, which will be really nice to get some new blood in there, right? From different teams. I think it's so great to hear different perspectives. But we connected, we had lunch, I did a team call for her. But she was a 5-star elite coach, ranked number 139 in the company in 2015, and has been a Success Club 10 earner for the past 17 months. And she's expecting in a few weeks, which is so exciting, her first baby, which is going to change her world for sure. We all know how that first baby does that to us. So I'm excited for her for that. But she's so sweet, and I'm so excited for her to share a little bit about what she does. And they do things completely different from us. So I think I put in the call, like, if you could take away 2 things that you could implement from what she says, I think that'd be fabulous. She's an amazing recruiter, and you do not have a good example in me for recruiting. My strength lies in other things. So I'm excited to have her share. So go ahead, Chelsea. I'll let you take it away.
Okay. Thank you for that introduction. And I have things popping up that I don't know how to get rid of, so I hope that they stop. But thank you for the introduction. And yeah, as I was prepping for this, I was like, how did we even meet? I'm not even really sure. But yes, before I get into how completely different your team's business is compared to mine. I'll just share with you guys how I got started a little bit in my backstory. Like she said, I'm expecting in 6 weeks, so I get really out of breath really easily. So I apologize if I have to keep pausing and taking deep breaths because it's pathetic. But just so that you know. So again, my name's Chelsea. We're expecting our first baby in 6 weeks, and I've been married for almost 2 years, a year and a half. I'm currently just a crazy dog lady. I'm a dog mom who's obsessed with my dog, so it should be very interesting to have a human baby around because my dog is my baby right now. But I have been a coach for 18 months. Like she said, all those accolades are great, but I had always heard of Beachbody, like the infomercials, but I never really knew that there was a business aspect to it. I had just lost 32 pounds counting calories. Not healthy. You will lose weight that way, but I don't ever suggest it. I'm sure we all know that as Beachbody coaches though. And so I had started a health and fitness Instagram where I somehow found my sponsor. But I am a nurse by trade. I got into nursing. I've always sort of wanted to be a nurse because a lot of things that happened in my life sort of led me that way. I am super compassionate, yeah, pregnant brain, about helping people and serving others and helping what is going on in health and fitness, obviously. But to me, it wasn't really the health and fitness that attracted me to this business. And I'm going to share way more about that as I go into what my business is really about. But I had started that journey just because I was always sort of what I considered like skinny fat. Like I was very thin physically, like on the outside, but I was eating, like my nutrition consisted of like crap, just processed food and McDonald's. And I just never gained any weight. So I was like, I don't have to worry about it. Until I felt like shit all the time, and I had gained 40 pounds and I couldn't fit in my clothes. So either way, I started a health and fitness journey. I was getting a lot of feedback off social media from some of my husband's friends. So I actually started a separate health and fitness Instagram. And that is where I found my sponsor. I'm not sure who found who. We connected. I said no like 12,000 million times because I was like, I'm not a salesperson, and all the things that we hear every day, right? Until finally I was just like, why not me? Like if she can do those things and if her sponsor can have the success story that she has, like why can't I? I sort of always wanted more. I definitely didn't want to be a nurse the rest of my life. My number one goal was always to be a stay-at-home mom, to have freedom, to have financial freedom, to travel, to stay home with my family. That has always been my main goal. I just sort of always thought that it would just like fall into my lap or something. I'm not even sure. I was like, maybe I'll win the lottery or I'll marry rich, or I'm not even sure what I thought was going to happen, but neither of those things happened. And here we are today, and I've worked my ass off for it. But that's a little bit of how I got started. I was able to retire from nursing in 9 months and do this full time. So I actually retired in May and have been doing this full time ever since. And I'm so happy that I did. But like Jen said, when she spoke on our team call and then we met for lunch, I realized how completely different our businesses are. So I hope that you guys can take things away from this. And I hope you also don't think I'm crazy, but I'm going to share my tips and tricks and what has gotten me here and sort of how our team works. So when I think about what attracted me to this business, right? It was not the health and fitness aspect. I saw my sponsor posting about, working from the beach and paying off her debt and making 6 figures and financial freedom and all of these things. So that is what attracted me to the business. I'm just going to be completely transparent and honest with all of you is I don't love challenge groups. My heart is not in challenge groups. My life has been so completely changed by this opportunity that I feel like I have to share with the world in every single possible way that I can. So to me, I share in the way that, I think about, okay, what attracted me to this business? Okay, well, those are the people that I want to work with. So when I think about what I'm sharing, what I'm talking about, what I'm posting about, who I'm talking to, what I'm doing on a daily basis, I'm thinking about what attracted me to this business. So I tell my coaches all the time, I have coaches on my team who are absolutely like Jen, they built their business around groups and getting people results. And the fitness aspect and the health and fitness aspect. And of course, I'm passionate about health and fitness. I work out every day. I'm not a fitness lover. I'm not, I work out so that I don't gain those 32 pounds back. That's really why. That's why I do it. So when it comes to my business and what I share about and sort of what we base our business around, is the lifestyle. So I share about the lifestyle and coaching every single day, every day, in some sort of way. And I don't mean, my posts are not like, join me all day long. I find a way in every single post to somehow share about the opportunity. All of those jabs, right? Jab, 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 right hook. If you guys haven't read that, I absolutely recommend it. But every post is somehow about the benefits of this business and the lifestyle and what it's done for me. So that's what I tell my team. I say, whatever attracted you to this business, share about those things. There are certainly people that I'm probably missing by not posting as much about health and fitness. So I do throw those posts in there. And I tell my team all the time, the ones that have built their business around just the challenge groups and the health and fitness, if you don't share about what the opportunity has done for you, you're missing a huge, huge group of people. So like Bonnie Engel said, or was it Bonnie Engel, don't keep someone else's destiny in your mouth. So that's probably my number one tip, is I always share whatever attracted me to this business. So I tell my coaches the same thing. What was it that you saw in my post that attracted you to this business? So that is probably my biggest tip, is that every single day I find a way to share in some way about this lifestyle, and I'm going to go into it. So the 3 ways that I sort of focus my shares or my posts are physical, financial, and emotional. So every day I post one from each section. So physical, obviously, I don't have a huge transformation from Beachbody programs. I have done the 21-day fix. When new programs come out, I do them, but my transformation is very much more mental when it's done for me internally, rather than externally. But of course, I have a physical transformation from prior. So physical, when I share about physical things, I share, my workout, and I share a lot about objections, and I'm going to get into this as well. But so for physical, I'll just share the benefits. Like, I don't have to commute. I don't have to brush off my car. I don't have to spend money on a gym. I don't have to do all of those things, or a trainer, or anything like that. So anything physical, honestly, I really just share my workouts every day. I don't even necessarily think, someone was unmuted and I get distracted. Sorry. I don't even necessarily think that I make my fitness post a big, huge deal. I feel like my brain's all over the place. I apologize. Pregnant brain. I'm trying to refocus. So yes, physical. I, of course, share my workout every single day. I share my shakes every day. I suffered from serious GI issues before I started this. And I had spent, 18 months trying to figure out what was wrong. I had ultrasounds. I had all these things done, blood work, food diary, all of these things. And honestly, drinking Shakeology for 17 days straight, I have not had any symptoms GI related that I had prior since drinking Shakeology. So Shakeology is near and dear to my heart. I do share Shakeology a lot. And I make sure that my team knows that it's not just a protein shake, that it's not, just for weight loss, all of those things. So physical is one huge way. Again, I usually just make it sharing about my workout every day, nothing huge. I usually just share about objections and things like that. Financial, I know that I get a lot of new coaches who will tell me, well, I don't have a huge financial story. I don't have any freedom. What do I post about? That sort of thing. Honestly, even if before I was making any money, I was sharing about my sponsor's success story. I was sharing about what it will do for me in the future. I was sharing about the freedom that I will have. I was sharing about, how my spare time I was spending differently. Normally on Tuesday nights, my husband and I would just binge watch blah, blah, blah show. But instead, now I'm on this team call speaking to you. So it's the little things. I try to share with my team every single possible aspect of this business that they could share every day. And that's a huge one. But when I did start making money, even if it was $50, I was like, I just got my nails done. Thanks, Beachbody. I just put gas in my car. I just got new tires on my Jeep. Any little tiny thing, like I just $5 at Starbucks, whatever it was, if I made a cent, I was going to share about it. because there are so many people that can relate to you out there that, like, how many moms need an extra $50 a week for diapers? You know, it was always that little thing that more people could relate to, that I had to share about. So financial, of course, doesn't necessarily just mean financial. It also, like, I would share about the freedom, and that sort of thing. I'm not talking about money every single day, but more the freedom. So of course, now that this is full time, that's a lot easier. And I'll share about not waking up to alarm clocks or traveling, or, you know, when it was really snowing here that I didn't have to leave the house, that sort of thing. So I do post some sort of freedom or financial thing every single day. And then there's obviously emotional or mental health. This is a huge one for me. Like I said, this is more of a mental transformation that I've gained from this, and I'm forever grateful. I used to be negative Nancy, like, times a million. I was on anxiety medication. I suffered from severe anxiety. I was a completely different person prior to Beachbody. So I share about that every single day. That's personal development, like what it's done for my life. I'll just share personal development quote. I'll just share about how much my life has changed because of this, how I'm not on my anxiety medicine anymore, that sort of thing. So one thing I try to do that I share with my team as well is to meet people where they are. You know, if I'm just sharing every single day about how I have all this freedom and I'm making all this money and I'm you know, this positive, super happy person, none of my followers are going to relate to that. That's not who I used to be. You want to attract who you are. So I always relate to people where they are. I always go back to, this was who I was before, and because of Beachbody, this is who I am now. Perfect, happy, positive person that never struggles and have always been happy and making all this money and free, then no one's going to relate to me. I really, really think back to what attracted me to this business. What were the posts that I saw that I was like, I have to do that. I need that in my life. And to me, it was honestly a whole array of things, but that's what I try to think of. Who was I before Beachbody? And what would that person want to see in a post, if that makes sense? So those are the ways. And of course, I do post at least 4 times a day. It's usually 4 to 5. So I'll throw like my meals in there and things like that. But those are just the big lifestyle aspect posts that I post about every single day. I try to make every single post about the workout, or not about the workout, about the business and the lifestyle. My gosh, this pregnancy brain. So anytime, literally anytime I get, like, I just posted about this team call that I was about to speak on. When we get the recognition stuff in the mail, I always post about it. Like any little thing that can relate to someone else. Like, who doesn't want free clothes? I'm always like, oh, another free workout shirt. Like any little tiny aspect of this business that adds something to your life, share about it. I share every little possible thing that I possibly can. It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be this huge success story. You want it to be things that people can relate to. So one thing that I do every week and probably every day is I share publicly about my objections. I know that Bonnie Engel was just talking about this as well on the National Wake Up Call. I actually do the exact same thing. I make a list at the beginning of the week of all the objections that, like, either I've recently got or like the most common objections, and I'll try to find a different way to share about it. Like today, I just made a post about time and how people use that as a badge of honor and a defense mechanism, and there's this type of person and that type of person, and priorities and not priorities and that sort of thing. I share the objections publicly. Anytime I get an objection about, I'm not a salesperson, this is a pyramid scheme, I don't have any money, Chicago is too expensive, I don't have any time, everything I post about publicly. Obviously not like, so I was just talking to this person today and they said they didn't have any time, not like that. But just in a way that, like, people see. First of all, you want to share it publicly, because if that person has the objection, then you know someone else in the world has that objection. So that's the main reason, because you can reach so many more people. But the other reason is also because I never want people to think that whatever I'm sharing with them in a private message is just because I'm trying to sell them. I want them to see that I actually relate to them, that this is a real, whatever. I'm overcoming your objection in real life. This isn't just me telling you these things so that I can get your sale. So I make a list every week and I share them publicly every day. Usually I only do one objection a day, maybe not even 5 or 7 times a week, but at least 4 times a week. But I've gotten a lot of people come back to me and say, okay, I saw your post. You're right. I was making excuses about time, that sort of thing. I recognize my team like crazy. And I'm sure because you're on Jen's team that she does this already and that you guys have learned to do this for your team as well. But I share every little possible aspect of the team that I can. I think that a lot of people need the community and the support and the positivity that comes with this. And that's a huge thing that I feel a lot of coaches sort of miss out on sharing about. So any text message I get from my coaches, or any like results I get from my challenge groups, I'll post about them. I want to share other people's success. People want to see that you're not the only one succeeding in this business or with this fitness program or with anything that has to do with the business. I try to share any little possible thing that I can. I'll share, a coach that was like, I literally have a coach on my team who's pretty much diamond, and I don't know how she even sleeps at night because she's so busy, and she is a rock star. She hit Success Club 10. She's way busier than I was when I started this business, and I was busy. So I share about those things, like objection. I share obviously their physical results. I'll share if my coach just sent me a text of like how her income has progressed in the last 4 months. I didn't share that picture, but I just shared like her recognizing her. So I try to recognize every little thing that my team does. Of course, like anytime someone hits Success Club 1, 2, 3, 4, I am in my team page, like, awesome job. You guys are amazing. Any little thing that my team does, I want to shout them out for it. I know that me personally, and I know this is all based on personality types, but I know for me, recognition is really huge. I want the recognition. I always like yearned for it. And sometimes when my sponsor doesn't, I'm like, I didn't do good enough. So I want to make sure that my team knows how loved and appreciated they are. But I know that recognition is huge for most people. So when it comes to my team, I do a lot of that. I'm sure that you guys already know this, and I'm sure Jen already does it, but a huge focus in our team is just Success Club. I used to rack my brain, like, overcomplicating this business and how can I get my team to be successful, and like, how can I get them to all reach their goals, and like, what training do I have to do, and like all these websites, and like, what can I do differently? And then I just realized if all I do is focus on the simple things and teaching them the simple things, then they'll do the same thing and teach that to their team. So really all I ever focus on anymore is Success Club. I think this entire business comes down to Success Club. That's all that matters. It gets you everything else. So that's all. I really try to keep it that simple, of course, until their business gets down the line and they want to learn more about leadership and things like that. But really, I say hit Success Club. That will get you everything else, and then teach your team to hit Success Club, and so on and so forth. I get asked a lot from like my sponsors team how I have gotten to this point in my business. So when coming up with what's worked for me for this call, I sat down and I said, okay, what do I usually tell people? Like, what do I think has gotten me to this point in my business? I'm sure that you are all told this or do this or know that this is required by now, but honestly, when I think about what has built my business to this point so quickly, it's because I showed up like my life depended on it, because it does. I know that for other coaches in this business, for me, I cannot, like, I can't stay home with our kids on just one income. I mean, we could, but it would be really hard. So for me, the income, I have to show up like my life depends on this, because this is my full-time job. I am the CEO. My income is reliant on my work. And if I don't put it in and I don't show up, then I can't support our family. I can't stay home with our daughter. I have to go back to nursing. I can't do any of the things that I want to do. So for me, the income is gives me everything else. The income gives me not having to go back to be a nurse. It gives me, being a stay-at-home mom. It gives me financial freedom. It gives me everything else, helping others. It gives me everything else that I want and need from this life. So for me, I show up like my life depends on it, because it does. I refuse to go back to work when my daughter gets here. So I show up even when I don't want to. A lot of coaches on my team will give excuses, and I'm sure that you guys don't deal with that, right? They'll give me excuses as to, I'm tired, I'm busy, I don't have time, I'm working at another job. And just know that, I started the same way. I have plenty of coaches on my team, like the one I just shared about. That is the exact same way. I don't know how she has the time, but I showed up even when I didn't want to. And I'll tell them that. I'll just say, you have to show up even when you don't want to. You have to show up like your life depends on it, if it does. And remember your why every single day. So I focus on doing the basics every single day, no matter what, and showing up like my life depends on it. If that were like the one thing I could share with people about what's gotten me here, that would probably be it, is that I worked even when I didn't want to, because I had to, because it has to pay off. Sorry, I'm getting a little out of breath here. Let's see what else I have here. Put heart and authenticity into your posts. For me, like Jen said, I focus a lot on recruiting. That's probably the number one way that I spend my time is finding new people, adding to my team, adding to my network every single day. Recruiting is my number one priority. And I do think when it comes to recruiting for me, a lot of it comes from, I would probably say that 95% of my recruiting comes from my posts. It's always been that way. I have not in 18 months missed a day of posting. 10 minutes, I'll hurry. I have never missed a day of posting, like I said, since I started. So for me, my posts are like my baby. I put a lot of heart into them. I never just post to post. I never just post to post something. I always post to add value. I always post to share a message. I always post to relate to people. So for me, I put a lot of time into my posts. I've always been that type of person. I think about like what I have like my virtual assistant do and things like that. And I'm like, I would never have anyone else do my social media, because that's like my favorite part. That's really like the meat and potatoes of this business. It's the bread and butter. It's everything. So really think about who you are, who you want to attract, who you were before this business, and put a lot of thought into your posts. I know that I hear sometimes that people don't have time to post. I've never been one to use the post scheduler. Like I said, I was that nurse that, and this sounds awful, I was that nurse that was running in the bathroom and posting. I was like, oh, hang on, I gotta go post, and then I'll be back. And I came back and obviously took care of my patients, but I just found the time when I could, and I made it work no matter what. So give value, be authentic, and be vulnerable. That's been a huge thing that I've learned. Mindset and belief is huge for me. I'm sure that you guys talk about this as well. Tony Robbins has been my number one when it comes to succeeding in this business. Obviously it's 80% belief, 20% action. I have affirmation boards every single where in my home next to my bed. Before I go to sleep, I say, I am this, I am earning this, I am this rank, I am helping this many people, my coaches are doing this, I'm attracting this type of person. I'm like that crazy affirmation lady now. I know it sounds like I'm absolutely insane, but I that's something that has changed my business for sure. Affirmations, goals. And I know that we're running out of time, so I'm just going to hurry here. Having a system is huge. I'll tell you that this is what I talked about on my team call last week. I am not an organized person. Not organized at all. I'm not like a points and systems and like details oriented person. So if I can build my business to this point without being organized at all, I promise that you can too. I have Post-its everywhere. I have all these different notebooks. I have no idea how I even know how I'm organized. I'm really not, but I do have a system, I swear. So I personally just use a 5-star notebook. I don't even know where I got that from, but I got it like a year and a couple of months ago. Like within 4 months of my business, I was like, this is what I need to do. So I use pen and paper. I use a 5-star notebook. I have a section in the notebook for everything. I write down every single thing that I do every single day. And I track it, just because if you don't track what you're eating, then you're going to gain weight. If you don't track your business, then how do you know, what's working or what isn't working? So I'll stop there. Hopefully, do you guys have any questions? I don't want to run out of time.
Well, that was great. I have 3 pages of notes.
Oh, good.
So I loved what you said about the 3 different posting guides you use: the physical, the financial, and the emotional. I don't think I've ever broken it broken it down like that before. So I appreciate that.
Of course.
Gave me some new ideas just hearing that.
Good.
And, the one question I wanted to ask, I think we talked about this when we had lunch, but I want everyone else to hear, like, what percentage of the people, when they come to you for their first challenge pack, do you sign as coaches?
Everyone.
Okay.
Everyone. Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot that I think you mentioned to have me talk about that.
Okay.
I sign everyone as a discount coach. I would say that it's 50-50 when it comes to, so I think last month I signed, January I ended at 16 coaches. And I think 3 were like really just for the discount, and the rest were kind of like business / want to earn enough to pay for the Shakeology. But I sign everyone as a discount member, every single person. Yeah.
What's your retention rate, you think, over the course of time for people like that? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I have been thinking a lot lately that my retention isn't wonderful.
But I mean, it would be the same as us having people cancel their Shakeology really the next month.
Right.
So,
Right. I've tried to focus a lot more recently on, like I said, challenge groups are not my heart, and it's something I'm really trying to focus on more, is those that are just here for the discount, getting them their results so that they stay on Shakeology.
Mm-hmm.
Discount coaches last month, and then every single one of them now is like, well, I want to learn about the business, and I'm not sure why. I'm not sure. I do add them all to the team page. I do say, I'm going to introduce you to the team just to keep you in the loop. Is that okay? I ask them.
Mm-hmm.
And they've all been in the team page and all said, so I want to learn about the business. I'm not sure why all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's why, but math lady, but I'd probably say it's probably not awful.
You're breaking up.
I'm just not as, I don't,
Hold on. Let me make that's all right.
My dog's going crazy.
All right. Well, if someone else has a question, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Is everyone frozen except for me?
I think it's just, is it just her? Is everyone else fine? Yeah, I think it's you. Sorry, pregnant lady.
Oh, no. I don't know.
Don't move. We don't want you to move, though.
Can you see me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good now.
Oh, I can move. Okay. Ask away.
I have a question. It sounded like that number of coaches that you recruited last month was a whole lot. And I'm wondering do you help your coaches build their teams as well, or do you just sign your own personally sponsored coaches? Does that make sense?
Do you mean, no, I don't understand the question. So do I help my coaches, like, are they business builders? Is that what you mean? Can you guys hear me?
I think what she's saying is, do you ever place your coaches underneath other coaches? Is that what you're saying, Lisa? Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So your 5 diamonds are like they're business builders on their own?
2 of them are me. So it's my husband and my second CBC. Okay. So technically I have 3 business builders. I should have way more for how many coaches I have, but no, the 3 business builders are actual business builders by themselves.
That's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Your name sounds really familiar. I don't know if you're in a team page that I know of or if I know you. Your last name looks really familiar. I don't know.
She lives in Tampa area, so.
I know it's going to hang up on us. If you guys have more questions, I can get back on, or if not, then.
Or you can send them my way and I'll compile a list. Yeah. And I'll make her go out to lunch with me again to get answers.
I would love to.
Well, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time. And I think this is a really great call for my girls because it's not my specialty. So I appreciate your time.
You're welcome. It was so nice of you to have me on. I hope that this helped. And if you guys have questions, give them to Jen. And otherwise, I'll talk to you soon, lady.
Sounds good. Have a great
good
night. All right.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, girls.